how to know when you deserve something in your life and how to deserve something that is already in your life that you don't deserve just yet. I am talking about the cars, the experience that I went through. The car that I'm about to show in the background is my new car that I just got today. And this car I truly deserve because of all the experience that I had with the previous 5 BMWs that I owned. This is my 6th one. And those 5 BMWs, well, those 4 BMWs were because of the first one BMW that I got. I didn't deserve it, and it was probably even better than this car. And I got very, very blessed with that car when it appeared in my life and I bought it. But I didn't deserve that car because I didn't go through the process of understanding what it means to deserve something. How do you deserve something? Is when you had something worse in comparison, so you could compare something worse, a bad apple, a rotten apple, to a good apple. If all you had is good apple, and then after a good apple you get another good apple, you start comparing good apple to the good apple. But if you have a rotten apple and then a good apple, just like the previous car that I had, it was a rotten apple. It was $600 Beamer. That's what it was. This one is $6K Beamer. That's what it is. Like crazy. Like this right here, I'm gonna remember it as a lesson for life because I genuinely value this car and deserve this car because of experiences that I went through to this car. I'm telling you, the first car I got was like badass, but I didn't have anything else before that. So how do I know that it's badass? I don't. So I go crazy with it. I destroyed the suspension. I destroyed that car, and at the end of the day I had to sell it for super cheap. The next cars that I had to buy, that's what I'm saying, like the 4 cars that I had to buy was to give me that perspective. So when I get a good car like this one, I will value this car way more than my first car. Here it is, my new edition. Beauty. Oh man, I'm super grateful, and I understand, and I'm happy to understand that I deserve this car. And this is why I'm making this video, like to make this realization came to me that you can only deserve something when you had something worse. You have to have a comparison to deserve something. Why do people say that this is more than I deserve? Because it's true. Like they don't, and it's actually very easy to tell. When you feel like you should be grateful for whatever it is, and you should be happy for whatever it is like that's in your life, but you are not, that's the perfect definition of you not being deserving of that thing or of that person. It's that simple. Like, here's a crazy example, because this example will actually give such perspective that I hope you guys catch it. Yesterday was the last time with my car, the car that I bought for $600, and me smelling that smoke, that white burning oil, and inhaling it into my lungs. I actually had this guy next to me. He's like a guy that I know, and he was like going like this, so he couldn't breathe it in. But what I told him is, you gotta breathe in this air to value this fresh air that's right here all around me, but it's fresh. How can you value this fresh air? How can you be grateful for small things like this when legitimately, like, you don't have something to compare it to? You can't be grateful for this air unless you had inhaled a bad air. That's what I had in my car. That's the experience that I got. That's the mindset that opened up. And after seeing how I started to think, after like this mindset shift of being grateful for the small things, and the only way to be grateful for the small things is to get yourself into a worst case scenario, like get a piece of car and drive it around for a little bit so you could value your badass car that you want to value, but you don't value it because you don't know what to compare it to. You've never had a bad car. It's amazing. And yeah, if you can be grateful for things in life, that's a hint that you don't deserve it, that you don't deserve. Yes, everyone deserves happiness, everyone deserves this, that, but what are those things? Those things are like so fugazi, like fairy dust, that you gotta describe them from your own understanding, what they are for you, because those things are not the same for everyone. Everyone experiences being grateful in their own way. Someone is super religious and they use that as their leverage to be grateful. In my example, I have to have something bad first to be grateful. I have to have very little experience with